Effective September 2015, 18 schools with small populations will be closed by the Ministry of Education. The numbers of students at these schools range from a low of 16 students to a maximum of 68 students. Now, if you notice, in Region 1, 4 schools will be closed. In Region 2, 5 schools. Region 3 has 5 as well. Region 4, 1. Region 5, 2. And Region 6, 1. Prior to this decision, there were extensive public consultations with stakeholders, including parents, the Jamaica Teachers Association, churches, community leaders, and political representatives. This move is intended to achieve greater levels of efficiency in the school system.
These institutions affected this year are among more than 200 of the 800 public primary schools offering that level of education, and including all-age and junior high schools, over 200 of which are underutilized with enrollment of 100 students or less. And in all the cases, enrollment has declined steadily during a 5-year period. It's not just a once-off thing. It's a gradual reduction of student population over the years 2010 to 2014.
Additionally, in some communities where the schools are located, the population has been declining and getting increasingly older as more young people leave. The declining population has negatively impacted the operational cost for the affected schools.
The average cost for a unit per capita of primary education is approximately 88,000, closer now to 90,000. And in many of these small schools, it's costing up to twice as much, and in some cases 5 times as much, in order to offer the same service.
Therefore, the projected annual savings from the planned school closure is $23 million in operational costs.
In all of the 18 schools targeted for closure, they have performed below, or certainly not above, the national average in the 2014 Grade 6 Achievement Test. This academic performance is despite the fact that the teacher-pupil ratio is less than 1 in 20 in most of the schools, and in some, the ratio is as low as 1 to 7, 1 teacher to 7 students.
Okay, so now you have an understanding as to the reasons for this decision. So I know the question on many of your minds is, what's next?
The students from these schools have been transferred to others where they can access a richer and more diverse learning experience. And in order to ensure a smooth transition on the ground, the Ministry of Education's regional staff will be working closely with the receiving schools. The Ministry of Education assures parents that where the relocation of students has resulted in transportation needs, we will contract transport operators to ensure their children can get to school and back home at no cost to them. And similarly, Mr. Speaker, where children are prejudiced from having a meal at home, where many of them live close to the school that is being affected, provision will be made for them to have a lunch at the school where they go to now. So we are ensuring that there is no prejudice to the students.
As for the permanent staff at the affected schools,
no permanent staff at the school, at any school to be affected, is likely to lose their job, and necessary consultations have been engaged for the relocation of teachers, and some have opted for early retirement.
As for the institutions themselves, the Education Ministry will decide on the options available for them in keeping with government regulations. One such example is the Alps Primary and Infant School in Southern Trelawney, which will be transformed into an agriculture training institute. We understand that the transition process for those affected may not be completely perfect, and this is why the ministry is inviting all relevant hands on deck to assist in this process.
The team from the Ministry of Education has been very responsive to all the concerns raised. However, in the final analysis, we have to make a decision in the interest of student achievement and the efficient use of financial resources. We encourage parents and school personnel to assist the students as they go through a period of change. We're confident that this can be a positive move for the children in attaining their education.